Welcome to Mikey Bug's Adventures. This is a place I haven't been to in literally 20 years. My daughters Amanda and Stephanie probably won't recognize it. I barely recognize it. This is a place where we once wintered out, I shouldn't say wintered out, rode out a bad storm. As a matter of fact, the winds were so strong, actually picked me up about 6 feet off the ground and put me into a tree, into a tree trunk. I fell to the ground from there. They might remember that storm. It was with Dylan Ennis as well. This is Goodells Park. And 20 years ago, I did their 4-H County Fair here. I haven't been here since. Not to visit, not to stop by. And I was driving by today, I thought, you know, I should probably duck in here. They have improved this place or made improvements a tremendous amount. This has always been a really neat little county park, but boy, have they added to it. I'm going to do a little bit of walking here, and we'll take a quick look at just the kind of main park area. It's kind of an area that's dedicated to the history of farming. This is a huge farm community, and as a matter of fact, this 4-H County Fair, which is St. Clair County's 4-H County Fair, is really known for its horses. The big agricultural horse area, and they are slowly building an old farm town village here, and it's pretty amazing. They are relocating actual buildings, and here's one that has been added, I don't know how recently, but sometime in the last 20 years, and it's the C.C. Peck Bank. I'm assuming it's from Peck, Michigan, but I don't know for sure. Let's see what the plaque has to say. Oh no, it was in downtown Goodells. And the other banks were in Lambs and in Smith's Creek. Peck was well known through the county, and this is the person Peck, not the city. That surprised me a little bit. Kind of interesting. Moved this entire building, and apparently there were two others in two other cities nearby. Now there is a kind of log cabin here. It's finished lumber, so it's not log cabins quite in the sense that I think of log cabin, but kind of a neat building. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. But here's the Lynn Township School, and Lynn Township is where I am currently residing, so this was the original schoolhouse for Lynn Township. Let's see what else we can spot while we walk around here. We got a guy in a cart running by. Hopefully it isn't too noisy. This little building here, it's called the Mudge Log Cabin. And Mudge was a local doctor, and he was actually born in Ontario, so Canadian, in 1822. He originally lived in Kimball Township, a little ways away from here. But in the early 1960s, Dr. Mudge bought property here in Wales Township. And that was during the Civil War that he built this cabin on Card Road. Pretty amazing thing. I'm not going to read all the information. I don't have that memorized. I'm reading from a sign. I'm going to encourage you to come on out and check this out for yourself. Here's another building that was similar to the Lynn Township Hall, but this is a different building. And this building was the Columbus Bible Church. So this was actually a church once upon a time in Columbus, Michigan. And when I brought Amanda, Stephanie, and Dylan here, that's where we lived, in Columbus, Michigan, at Palms and Gratiot, next door to the wonderful Smokehouse Party Store. And that's Dylan's family owns that store to this day. And although Dylan is in college now, he does occasionally work there. This is quite an extensive park. There's a lot more here. There's a picnic area. It looks like there's some sort of school activity going on right now. They've got barbecues going. There's a fountain going. I'm going to walk around a little bit more. I'm going to make this more of a preview, though. I'm not going to do this as a definitive YouTube video. This is going to be more of a preview of what's to look for, to come on out here. I am going to pan around. I don't know what this building is yet. Haven't gone to the front of it and looked at the sign yet. But I'm going to walk around a little bit more. I may take a little bit more footage. But I encourage you to come on out here to Goodells, Michigan. and check out the 4-H County Fair. At the end of the video, I will let you know when that is. It's coming up pretty quickly here. There is some partial setup going on. I see some campers already here, and it looks like they are, at least one of them is set up and being used as a setup to get ready for fair. We'll talk to you again in a bit. Wow, this is new. Actual water play park right in front of me here. All different sorts of water jets. Nice way to cool off on a warm summer's day. Today is supposed to be in the upper 70s, low 80s, so good day to play in the water. Beautiful park-like setting. Benches to sit down under the tree. There is an actual play area with a bunch of different structures. Pretty amazing place. Definitely worth checking out. I have no idea how old these little guys are. Something that's a similar thing I remember from my childhood, not at this particular park. These don't have the spring, they're a little slightly different setup, but they look like they've been here a while. This may be some much older playground equipment. There's an old style swing set there. Certainly plenty of picnic space in the gazebos around here. There's plenty of parking. The Westminster Baptist Church is here for an outing today, and certainly no shortage of play structures for the kids. Now, this is the part of the park I remember. I just crossed a little footbridge here across, I believe it's the Pine River. And the county fair is actually, at least back then, divided into two parts. And this was the agricultural part. They have added a riding ring here. As I recall, there was only one when I was here 20 years ago. There are more and newer buildings than there were. And I remember right on this path here was Dan the Choo Choo Man. I have no idea if he is still around or not. He was set up right on this path here. I remember this old original riding ring. Doesn't look like it gets much use anymore. I do remember that bathroom, set of bathrooms there. And I'm gonna head on over to where I used to actually set up and actually did exotic animal shows and pictures with python. I don't think I wasn't quite doing the pictures with the alligator yet, but was definitely doing pictures with the python and maybe a bird or two. One of the animals that was here 20 years ago, I still use in shows, Sweet Pea. Her real name is Harpo, but her stage name is Sweet Pea. And this is where, right next to this tree here, was where I was set up. And I barely remember during that storm, I had my van here and all the show equipment I was worried about. I was relatively new at doing shows then. I'd only been doing shows maybe 4 or 5 years at that point. And I loaded everything up into the van and was picked up and thrown into this particular tree. Now, as I mentioned, not up in the branches, just into the tree about 6 feet off the ground. And I was a pretty big boy back then. But they had opened this up for me, and I pulled my van right into this barn to ride out the storm. And the ferocity of the storm, it wasn't a full-blown tornado, but it was pretty nasty conditions. And to this day, both my daughters get anxiety attacks around any kind of severe weather. They were actually holed up in another building, and we were in communication by walkie-talkie back then. Didn't have 2 cell phones. We just had one for the family. And I did have a set of walkie-talkies, and they really wanted me to leave the animals and come keep them safe. And I knew they were safe where they were. They were there with their mother, and they were there with Dylan. I don't remember if Sue was there or not, which was Dylan's mom, but I know Dylan was there. And I don't know if it has affected Dylan to this day, but both my girls get anxiety attacks around severe weather. So this is the most familiar part of the park to me. And I am going to try and come back during the actual fair and show you a little bit more what it's like during their local 4-H fair, both the agricultural side and the carnival side and the whole kit and caboodle. They have fantastic horse facilities. I'm very, very impressed with their stalls, with the buildings, with the arenas. They have several arenas now. I am pretty amazed. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. There's more to see here, but we'll come back during fair with any luck at all and check it out and do another video vlog during fair. Thanks again for stopping by to visit Mikey Bug's Adventures. Check us out on Facebook, Animal Adventure Shows. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks again. Oh, and please, as always, give us a like and even better, subscribe and let your friends know about us. Talk to you soon. There's an area that brought a smile to my face and cracks me up. Where do you think they set up the pony rides? I'm guessing that that is a well-worn trail from pony rides of not just last year, but for many, many, many years. That's just too funny. Here's a shot of the farm museum itself. This, I remember, this was always a big fixture at this fair. Pretty big structure. I've never actually been in it. Again, that'll be for another time. But it brings back some very nostalgic memories of being in this area with my daughters when they were oh so little.